Williamson reporting. 1895, the year that the first seed was planted for Cairns. A government expedition was led by George Dalrymple to survey the Trinity Inlet and report back whether it was a possible settlement area. From their reports, it was potentially very favourable by the governor.
After 3 years, Cairns had been announced to be a port settlement by William Cairns, the governor of Queensland of that time.
However, Cairns needed to grow more. It needed to become a town, so in order to do this, it had to expand. A man by the name of Barry Gillies was the most experienced explorer of the settlement and was appointed to map out the mountainous range to the south, now known as the Tablelands. Information had been heard a tin was located around the top of the range. Barry was to map out a track which would eventually be named after him, the Gillies Range.
On the 5th of March in 1898, Barry first set foot on this area. It's quite amazing really when you think about it. I mean, he walked through this place over 100 years ago, and if he did not do so, we would not have this highway that's here today. Now, according to his diaries, Barry had a man with him to help him on the expedition. His name was Will Mulgrave.
When you go on an expedition, you got to bring someone with you, otherwise you're stuffed. One of me mates, Will Mulgrave, top bloke. I trust him with my life.
In a car, this range takes only 45 minutes to get from the bottom to the top.
But back then, you have to imagine, right? This place was a very dense forest.
To get through something like that is one tough challenge. Barry and Will were fair dinkum about this though. They had to be, otherwise they wouldn't stand a chance.
When you go to explore a place, you got to take food and water rations. But the reality is, you're going to be out there for a few months, so it's going to all run out eventually. This is when you got to start to search the rivers and creeks, start hunting for your food.
From Barry's diaries, you can tell by what he writes that he has some thoughts of doubt. He was starting to think about what will happen when they ran out of resources.
The inevitable came. They were down to their last meal.
Tonight we ate the last of our food rations. Soon the time will come when we will have to hunt for our food. We can reach a river. This will benefit us greatly, as we will have a food and water source in one, and have a path to follow up the mountain range.
Along with the lack of food and water, Barry and Will faced a new challenge.
As you can see, here to there, simply a 5-second drive. Big deal.
Not the same could be said for Barry and Will. They had to walk this couple 100-meter distance with only a small space to walk. Fortunately for them, the streak of bad luck continued.
A lack of strength caused Barry's legs to give way.
As I slipped, everything slowed down. I looked up and saw the ground beneath Will crumble. Beneath me I saw the ground getting closer and closer. I thought that was going to be it. I don't know how long I was out for, but when I opened my eyes, I was still in shock. It took me a while to realise what had happened. I had landed on the hard dirt, and when I looked down at my legs, my left one was bloody broken. And I thought about Will.
Will!
Was he okay?
Will! Will!
I looked around, but I couldn't see him.
Barry! Barry! Where are you, mate? Barry!
He was okay.
Your leg?
Don't worry. I'll be right, mate. I'll be right. This was a complete turnaround for them. They had to figure out whether the expedition was up or they keep on going.
We had to find a way to continue. Will was a handy man to have around. He was always thinking about what to do next, how he could help. He always had an idea brewing in his head.
The situation was not a dark cloud over their heads though. If anything, it
brought us closer together. Yes, we have all odds against us, but we are not alone. We're in this together, and if we can work with that in our mind, we just may survive this expedition. People often look at situations where they are disadvantaged somehow as being too hard and they can't do it. If you go through life with that attitude, you'll never achieve anything great. This is not too hard. You simply have a higher goal which you have to strive to achieve.
After wandering for days, they came across a river, which is now known as the Mulgrave River.
They'd hit the jackpot. Not only had they found water, but Mulgrave River is known for its high amount of fish. All year round, it's full of them. They decided that following the river upstream would be their best bet. This way they would eventually get to the top, but also have a constant supply of food and water.
The sight of the waterfall was a beauty, but made for a bugger of a situation. If we wanted to get any further up this mountain and get to those tin mines, we'd have to backtrack down the river and find another way up. Right.
This piece of tin was the reason they were on this expedition. As the tin shone in his eyes, he was ready to head back home.
Barry and Will walked along here, back to Cairns, with a sense of victory, even though they had not finished yet.
We were back to where we first found the river. We had to have a real think about what to do next. We thought our best bet would be to keep following the river. The problem with that is, it may lead us in the complete wrong direction, and we'll be stuffed.
This decision was vital for the two men. Back in those days, the explorers were sent out on expeditions. They were on their own.
There were no rescue teams sent out to find them if they did not come back. But no matter how determined they were, they did not detract from the point that by the day they were getting weaker and weaker. The time came where Barry could not go on. His leg became infected. They had nothing left, and they were slowly coming to face the reality of the situation. Until...
And there it was. Home.